Hey there everyone. So my best friend slash roommate slash love of my life, Bryant Li's birthday is coming up, and I wanted to surprise him with something really special. One of his favorite games is an open world detective action game called LA Noire. So I decided that the surprise would be a murder mystery where he can fulfill his dreams of becoming a detective, and I can fulfill my dreams of being beaten to death by a tennis racket. Here's how I did it. So quick disclaimer here, I have no experience whatsoever writing anything at all similar to this. So I started by going to the world's #1 online learning community, who just so happens to also be the sponsor for today's video, Skillshare. I'm just kidding. I just skimmed the WikiHow article before grabbing my other roommate, Austin, and heading to one of our apartment study rooms. Austin! Get up! We're going. Come on, let's go. Out. Let's go. We started by drawing out some ideas for character relationships, and the reason that I wanted to start here was because of one of the ideas that I'd had for how the murderer could be exposed. Basically, all the people in my friend group that would be playing characters in this mystery are pharmacy students like me, with the one exception being my roommate Austin. However, if I changed up our roles in the story so that another one of my friends was one of Austin's classmates, and the murderer's alibi was that he was quote-unquote in class with Austin's classmate at the time of the murder, then this would be a way for Bryant to figure out who was lying about what they were doing. So I assigned these roles to my friends Ethan and Eric D, who are roommates in real life anyways, so I could have that carry over in the story. So after drawing out a couple of other character relationships, Austin and I got a little stuck, so we decided that we should probably double back first and give some actual personality to these characters so that they'd have reasons to want to kill me. Let's give them personality traits. Both give me personality traits first. I need a personality too.
Dead personality.
My personality is that I'm dead. Let's see. In debt from gambling.
Yeah, well, maybe Abby could be the person you're owing money to.
Ooh, that's a good one. And that right there was the moment that it all came together. See, while in debt from gambling is a bit of a stretch, I have been spending a decent amount of money on Pokemon cards. So, what if the murderer's motive for killing me then was because they were sent by another person to, collect my dues? This happened to work out really well because Eric D is pretty close with one of our other friends, Abby, so I tentatively stuck her into the role of person that Chiron owes money to. This also happened to be how I decided what the murder weapon would be. See, in real life, Abby plays tennis, and one of our other friends, Anthony, used to play baseball. Originally, I was just gonna have the baseball bat as the murder weapon, and the tennis racket would be at the crime scene as a red herring. After all, if you want to bludgeon someone to death, a baseball bat is probably gonna be a lot more effective. I would know. But then I had another idea. If Eric intentionally used the tennis racket as the murder weapon rather than the much more effective baseball bat, this could be another clue for Bryant to figure out the motive for the murder. Because of this, I decided that in the story, the tennis racket and baseball bat at the crime scene would belong to Anthony and Abby respectively, and Abby's bat would be a really expensive one, so Eric would decide to use the tennis racket to murder me since he didn't want to damage Abby's expensive bat. Then, to add a little more complexity to the mystery, I wanted Eric D to bring in a different weapon to the crime scene in order to frame a different character. Here, I'd like to introduce our other friend, Eric H. For the sake of clarity, I'll refer to him as Herrick and Eric D as Derek from now on. So Herrick actually transferred to our school from the same undergraduate college as Abby, and one of his hobbies is cooking. So I decided to expand on these two qualities to make him into a huge red herring. First, another possible murder weapon that I'd have Bryant find at the crime scene would be a chef's knife, which Derek had intentionally planted there to frame Herrick. Additionally, during Bryant's interrogation of Abby and Derek, I'd have both of them mention the reasons that Herrick intensely dislikes me, as well as his quote-unquote shady history at his previous school. But during Herrick's interrogation, I'd have him basically refute this evidence by stating that he'd never take his cooking supplies outside of the kitchen. I don't want to spend too much time on this section, so basically from here, Austin and I expanded on the rest of the character relationships, and we fleshed out every person's individual role in the overarching story. I don't have time to talk about every single person's contribution here, but the overarching story basically goes as follows. So, Chiron, played by myself, owes money to Abby, who's good friends with Derek. Derek doesn't like that I'm spending my money on Pokemon cards instead of paying her back, so he decides to confront me in my room and bludgeons me to death with Anthony's tennis racket. As he's leaving, he plants a professional-looking chef's knife at the crime scene in order to frame Herrick. Austin then wakes up and finds the body, at which point Bryant enters the story and begins his investigation. After that, I basically spent the rest of the afternoon writing out alibis for all the different characters and deciding the order of investigations that I wanted Bryant to follow. Austin also suggested that we should give Bryant something to write notes on so that he could track different pieces of evidence. So we made him an Excel sheet that had different categories of information that he could use to basically organize his thinking about the case. Once that was done, I was way too excited to test out this mystery, so I headed over to our neighbor's room to basically use them as guinea pigs. Just kidding. Brittany, Geraldine, and Michelle, thank you guys for your feedback. Here's how that run went.
So what have you been up to?
I was at class with Ethan at the time of the murder. Or, I didn't say that. I was at class with Ethan. I have at the time of the murder written for all of these, because people won't be reading off it. But yeah, he was at class with Ethan.
Okay.
Or that's what he's saying.
So did both of you, can you guys testify that you saw each other in class?
Who?
Both Ethan and Eric.
No, we were technically separated.
You didn't see each other, you just happened to see the other in class.
Are they together now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't see each other
In class?
I did not.
Oh, very suspicious.
Wait, what? What? You didn't see him.
Ethan
Good with these. It's hard.
Ethan didn't see Eric Gates, but Eric Gates said he was with Ethan.
No, Eric D.
No, I thought
Eric D.
Eric
said he was with
D.
Okay, Eric
But
H.
Ethan didn't see Eric. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Ethan H said he was at home, but Ethan didn't see Eric D. So we have a liar.
He's the only liar.
We have a liar. Either Eric H or Ethan. Wait,
What?
No, Eric D's a liar.
Yeah, Eric D's a liar.
I think the Erics are confusing.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
All three E's.
Sorry. Yeah, I might have to rename some of my friends.
Rename your
I
friend.
choose some new names.
Oh my god. Austin? Thought you were a good guy. What? Oh, Ethan's in undergrad?
He's in pharmacy, but I'm saying that he's in undergrad.
Wait, Ethan's in what?
Ethan's in undergrad.
Oh, I was like, where's his house? Then he would have even seen Eric D in class.
Wait. Processing. Hold up.
Eric D said he was with Ethan. But he can't. So Eric D is lying.
Yes.
So he could have been. You're trying to figure out the relationship with those guys right now.
Well, his reasoning was that because he owes Abby a lot of money and they're close, right? So he probably like,
If he did kill him, it would be because of Abby.
Correct.
yeah.
Oh,
he
Abby
should pay
owes,
for your back.
yeah, Karen owes Abby money. And basically, he didn't pay that, I'm gonna kill you for it. Or I'm gonna kill him for you.
Wait, what's Eric D suspects Eric Ho because he's good with knives. So maybe that's why he put the knife there to set him up.
Holy
She
shit!
got it.
Holy shit. Oh, she's the one who owns the bat and she doesn't want to ruin it. He doesn't want to ruin it because it's her bat. So,
So he's good friends with her.
Yeah.
And also,
Oh,
because he doesn't want them to suspect Abby. Because he has a relationship with her.
oh.
Overall, there were a few key takeaways that I got out of this experience. First of all, the fact that we had 3 people, all with names that started with E, was a little bit confusing, and it probably didn't help that 2 out of those 3 were named Eric. However, since Bryant actually knows these people, and he's going to be talking to them directly rather than listening to me just read off a script like I did for the neighbors, maybe it'll be a little less confusing, hopefully. Secondly, they said that having the note sheet on Excel was a little frustrating to work with. And this is a rather easy fix, so I just moved it onto a Word document instead. Finally, but most importantly, they had a lot of trouble trying to figure out what the purpose of the knife was. To be fair, part of it is because I initially wanted to make it really clear that the knife wasn't actually the murder weapon.
How was Kyron killed? Was he bloody?
I was bludgeoned to death.
You're what? Did you have a
Was
stab
the
mark?
knife bloody?
Huh?
Did you have a stab mark?
No.
If he was bludgeoned to death, it means that knife did not
Yeah.
However, Brittany made some pretty convincing points on why having some quote-unquote evidence on the knife that would potentially make it a second murder weapon might actually help Bryant to figure out the reason why it was brought there in the first place. So yeah, big thanks again to our neighbors for letting me test this on them. They gave me a lot of really good feedback that gave me a lot of ideas for potential changes that I could make. And after a few days, after I'd gotten the chance to make some of these changes, I tested the mystery on Herrick and Anthony. And I don't really have footage of this run because I forgot to record it, but here's what they said in response to some of the major points brought up in the first run that I did with the neighbors. So first of all, they didn't really have that much trouble distinguishing between the different characters. So because of that, I guess that Bryant should probably be fine as well. Secondly, they agreed that Excel was pretty clunky to use, so I decided that we're definitely going to be either using a Word doc or letting Bryant write down notes by hand instead going forward. And third, even after making the changes that Brittany proposed, they were still confused about the purpose of the knife, so they also suggested that I could add some more evidence to the crime scene to indicate that the knife was newly purchased by Derek just so that he could frame Derek. So yeah, this was a really helpful run. Thank you to Herrick and Anthony for their feedback. I actually also got one of our other friends, Kyle, to do the mystery as well, and while he didn't really give that much feedback, he seemed to have a lot of trouble with it, so that was a little entertaining, to say the least.
Wait. Abby sounds like a... What? Abby kind of sounds like a... What are those people called again?
Loan shark?
Yeah, loan sharks. Wait, it sounds like Anthony's the one who murdered you. Just because... Okay, well...
You don't say that until you read through the rest of the test now.
Oh yeah, did you read all of it?
No. You see, Austin is a homie. He would never like use a murder weapon. Your name is mentioned a lot, Eric, but it doesn't feel like it's you. Because the murder happened in the afternoon, right? Okay, wait. Okay, yeah, it is. It is. Okay. It is you. But it's...
I did it?
Yeah, right?
But
Okay, it's Eric.
How could you?
It is... Sorry, the jig is up.
What's your evidence?
Ethan met Kyron through Eric, his roommate, who Kyron met at pharmacy school. Ethan got closer to Kyron through one of his classmates, Austin, but like Austin, he's really feeling a little bit distant from Kyron ever since he entered pharmacy school. However, during the rare times when they do talk, Kyron only ever talks about his amazing Pokemon card pulls, which makes Ethan a little envious. Am I? If Ethan is with Eric, what? I'm so confused, because like, Eric and Ethan sound like a pair, so like, they kind of check each other out. Am I wrong? Was Eric taking a class with Ethan? I think so, because in my head I only think of them as a pair. So okay, so Austin isn't taking classes with Ethan, and so Ethan shouldn't be taking notes for Austin because they don't even have class together.
So you're saying Austin too?
So Ethan's lying.
No.
What? Am I? But like, Austin is an undergrad, and Ethan is in pharmacy school, right? Am I wrong?
This story.
Ethan Aves is Austin's classmate. Wait, is Ethan even in pharmacy school? My D. Alright. Let me just see if this is like the correct thought process. Sorry. Ethan's an undergrad. He's not lying about taking notes for Austin because they are taking the same classes. But he's not with Eric because Eric's in pharmacy school and Ethan isn't. So it's Eric.
Yeah, which Eric are you? Yes.
Oh. Oh. Is okay, this sounds okay, this is probably like further apart from the actual truth. Did Eric shank you cause Abby wants to put Eric Ho in a bad position?
You're like dancing around the answer.
You're like dancing
Did Abby bring a kitchen knife from her own home, give it to Eric, Diem, and then Eric shanked you, and then bludgeoned you with a baseball bat from Abby? Okay, was the broken tennis racket the primary murder weapon? Is it because it could be the crime scene could also be associated with you can't commit suicide through hitting yourself with a tennis racket. Is his mind like fantasizing that Prince of Tennis, and now he's instead of like the Prince of Tennis, he's like
You're getting colder and colder by the second, my guy.
No. Where did Eric Dieppe like steal Eric Ho's knife?
Did it click?
Oh!
Did it click?
Yeah. The dots, they connect.
Where did the knife come from?
Did you buy a new chef's knife?
It's you.
Who's you?
Wait, isn't there only one you? Oh, okay, wait, there's more people. Oh wait, are there more people? Are you all sharing the same knife?
This way. Where if Eric didn't bring it, if Eric never came here, who had to bring the knife there?
It can't be the neighbors.
No.
It can't be Eric.
Who do you think brought it? This should be a very clear answer.
Was it Abby? Oh my god. Is Jason part of this? I feel like did somebody like try to like murder you twice out of pure spite?
No.
They just saw your dead body on the ground. They're just like, Okay, so the neighbors aren't telling me the truth. Kai, are you like, are you trying to like sue UOP for life insurance? Is Eric a knife fan? Did Geraldine, Brittany, and Michelle have like an agenda against you? Are both Erics a part of this? Is it because like both Erics are Erics? So like, does Eric Ho have like bad connections with Abby? Wait, did Abby just come to like stab you just for the sake of stabbing you?
No.
Did you come back to life and just stab yourself?
No, this is like real life, okay? There's no reincarnation, no revives, no respawns.
So, okay, wait, okay, so did Eric Dieppe like buy a professional like kitchen's knife just to frame Eric Ho?
Finally! Oh my god! He finally got it. He finally got it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, overall, besides that, I think that there's not much else that we need to do other than prepare for the big day.
So the murderer is probably Eric Diep. His motive is because Kai owes Abby lots of money because of his addiction, and Eric's best friends with Abby. So he probably went to Kai to try to get the money back to Abby. So the cause of death was bludgeoning, so it rolls the knife out. It was probably a frame job done by Eric because he killed him first by bludgeoning, then stabbed him with the knife to frame it on possibly Eric Ho, because Eric Diep seems to accuse Eric Ho of using knives. Let's see. The baseball bat is unlikely because it's Abby's prized possession, and so he probably doesn't want to get the bat dirty or damaged. So that leaves the tennis racket as the murder weapon, although it would have been very difficult for him to kill Kai with just the strings. So Eric went shopping at 10 for the party, but he probably also bought the knife, evidence being that there was packaging in the room. He came back, he claimed to be in class with Ethan, but in reality he went to threaten Kai and somehow killed him in the process at 11. That's when Austin woke up and discovered Kai's body.
Is that everything that you needed to complete for the objectives? What else is there?
Now I have to kill the murderer.
In that case, you've heard that a murderer always returns. Sometimes they return to the crime scene, right? Let's head over there right now.
I don't look forward to this. Alright.
You don't know what's waiting for you in there. The murderer might be there. Ooh. Hi. Oh. Go get him! Get him! Go on! Avenge me! Get out! Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Bryant. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Overall, I think that this murder mystery was quite a success. I think Bryant had fun doing it, and I think that he enjoyed the surprise. And to be honest, I had a lot of fun making it. Thank you again to all my homies who gave me feedback or helped me plan it out or participated as suspects in the mystery. I really appreciate all your help. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next year where I surprise Bryant by killing him instead for his birthday surprise. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you around.
Oh,
This is the victim.
Adorable.
Look up.
Ah, does he have a name?
Yeah, it
Or
does.
does she have a name, or
It's a he.
Oh.
It's me.
Oh.
It's me. And then,
Wow, Kazi,
I haven't-
you changed.
I haven't really figured out what I'm gonna do for yet, but he's supposed to have stab marks, and the cause of death is gonna be bludgeoning.
Can we talk about your
Oh, I'm sorry.
self-loathing, Kai?
Yeah.
Can we talk about how it's not healthy in any format or way for it? No! You are loved! You are loved and you are worthy!
Say that to his face.
You are loved and you are worthy.
Okay, I didn't think you'd be able to do it.